Why, hello. Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know what we're doing here, I don't either. So, but I'm about to go to a card show tomorrow, and I kind of wanted to show you guys what I'll be bringing in hopes of getting some liquid capital and potentially some more gradable cards. I'll have a whole video dedicated for that specifically, but I do want to kind of go over exactly what I'm bringing and just kind of talk you guys through my mindset and what I've been doing recently to kind of prop up some Pokemon sales, and I guess you could consider it a business. So I have Promos. I don't have a really good way of showing this. It's kind of inconvenient, not gonna lie, but you know, Sword and Shield Promos. I bought a lot of these trainer gallery cards, which haven't really done anything, but I do feel like they will. These Greninja Gold Stars. Can we talk about the price on these things? How is a PSA 10 $750? I get that they're probably pretty hard to grade, and a lot of the ones that I had were pretty poor quality when it comes to like whitening on the back, but still, $750. I bought these things for $3 each. Now they're 12, so I mean, even there I'm making margin, which I might sell those on TCG Player at some point. I have some copycats, which I've learned if you plan on buying to grade on TCG Player, do not buy from TCG Player Direct. My God, are they bad at shipping? This is my Radiant section. Quite a few Radiant. I have that Radiant Jirachi, which I think is notable. You probably can't tell, it looks like a Steelix. Alakazams, Greninjas, which, you know, aren't gradable. So, but, actually this one doesn't look too bad. Let me look at this one. Might hold on to that one. So we'll find something to fill that spot. I have a lot of cheap IRs. I'm not bringing any cash to the event, but I have like Snorlax IR. I have the Pikachu IR, which is kind of expensive. That one's not gradable because it's extremely off center. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but it is definitely off center enough to knock it down to a 9. Just a lot of random. I have that Eevee. This Eevee is probably pretty decent too to grade, but it is off center top to bottom, unfortunately. Yeah, it is. Got some more of the weird gold cards, the black and gold cards, which I really like. This Umbreon VMAX, I need to check. Yeah, that one's off center to hell and back, so sell that one for sure. And then my thing is, like, I feel like the normal V cards look way better in this black and gold because of the gold border. Whereas, like, the VMAX, like, we can all agree that the Vs look better. So I might have to try to pick up some more Eternatus Vs because I feel like they might go up in value. But I got all my full art trainers following here. And then I got some full art cards, you know, full art trainers, full art cards. This card specifically, I think if you could get under 3, this Magneton from Surging Sparks ETB, if you can get it under 3, worth the pickup. I've learned that ETB promos are the way. It's a good low interest capital that you can move. Some of these cards I'm selling to a friend, but a lot of them are a lot of them are definitely for sale. I got this Infernape Hollow, which is pretty sick. I might actually grade this one. Hold up. Although this came from my brother's childhood collection. Oh, that's actually kind of minty. Oh, it's definitely a 9. Yeah, there's whitening at the bottom. 9 at best. But really what I plan on doing is going to this event and trying to find some older cards that are in that like sweet spot of like $20 to $30 that are kind of minty. Has this base set 2 Polyrath. Pretty fucking dinged up though. And then I have 2 first edition cards. I have a first edition Magmar, and the Bellsprout there. Pretty nice. I'm like, I know they're like, I don't know, $1 or $2 each or whatever. This Radiant Eevee might have to stay. I need to check the price on the Radiant Eevee. I know that's a decent card, but it might be worth grading, which is how I plan on getting a lot of my capital in the near future, which I will go over once I actually do that submission. Keep you guys in the loop as much as I can. Realistically speaking, not that much has been happening. I've just kind of been busy. I recently moved and just trying to do all the things I can. There's a hollow Ivysaur. Pretty sick card, actually. But it's dinged up, so it's not gradable. There's just a lot of things that I have, like all these Radiant, Charbugs, and Toxicity V, which a lot of these, of course, it's in a actual sleeve. A lot of these Sword and Shield full arts like these, it might be time to grab them up. Because the art is incredible, and I know there's a lot, and there's probably a lot in decent condition. But man, I bet those things sell. Especially in a 10. Especially if they're like a Pokemon that is kind of popular. So, and then I recently pulled these cards out of just like a 10 or whatever, so I put them in the back. And then, of course, I have my 2 hollows, which aren't worth grading because the Kangaskhan is pretty scratchy hollow. Can't tell, but scratchy hollow and definitely some white marks on the back. Like heavy whitening. You can probably see the whitening. Bro, the glare is incredible. It's doing wonders. I could sell this as a PSA 10 on eBay. And people might actually fall for it. But there's some whitening on the back. Don't do that. Try to take, like, you know, adequate pictures. And then this Vaporeon has a deep scratch in between the tail and the body. But other than that, it's actually pretty minty. This could probably get an 8. Yeah, I'd say that'd get an 8. But it's unlimited jungle. And I don't really have a tie to WotC era. Obviously, WotC era is good and valuable, and you know, if you can scoop it up at a good price, you might as well. But these are the cards that I care about. Are these level X's. Over time, I want to get a PSA 10 set of every level X. I think that'd be a really cool collection to complete. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm bringing. Like I said, I'm not bringing any money in terms of raw cards. Now, we gotta get into the fun stuff. So, these are my graded slabs. These are all the graded slabs that I have. And I know that there has been some backlash towards PSA as a grading company doing some sketchy-ish stuff. And we don't know how long that stuff has been happening, and I know there's a lot of speculation on that, and a lot of people have a lot of heavy opinions with how they're doing things. And don't get me wrong, what happened was shitty. Like, I think we can all agree that what happened shouldn't have happened. Sorry, this Greninja has gotten me distracted. I think that might actually sell for, like, that. That's probably a 10. Or at least a 9. Obviously. But PSA is king. PSA will continue to be king. I don't think CGC is necessarily a bad company. I don't want to put CGC like in bad raps, but I don't like the new labels at all. To me, they look like a lot of the weird grading companies like SGA, TCG, whatever 3-letter acronym that you can put together. And in 2020, a lot of people were trying to enter the grading market because, you know, it's very popular to say, don't mine the gold, sell the tools. And you know what? That's pretty fair to say. And I'm sure they make decent, but in terms of long-term holds in value for cards, PSA is king, and I don't think that the backlash that they are receiving right now is really going to affect the market. Let's be real here, okay? You can do whatever you want with that information. I don't really know much about it, to be honest, but I do know one thing. That CGC cards simply do not offer the same premium that you can get with PSA, and that bothers me. So I'm removing my position on CGC slabs. So what do we have? Let me kind of organize these real quick. I probably should have done this before the video. And it's unfortunate, realistically speaking, but I do think that there's no better time than now, and I definitely need to pull out because I'm ahead. Like, you know, I did good on the cards that I bought, and well, all these cards I've graded myself and I've pulled myself, but I was really expecting more value, I guess you could say. So I have a Mint 9 Giratina V-Star, Radiant Venusaur, and a 9.5, a 9 Ho-Ho, a Palkia V and a 9, I don't even know how to say this, it's an Altart and a 9.5. From Astral Radiance, I have the 9 in Rayquaza, amazing rare, another Arceus 9.5, which I've heard they're not doing 9.5s anymore, which begs the question of something I'll talk about in a second. A Perfect 10 Maloney from Chilling Reign. Amazing card on the art. I mean, you gotta give it to him with the waifus. Now, this is the big hitter right here. This is the most expensive CGC card, and I haven't checked if it's worth cracking. And I haven't thought about that until just now. The PSA 9.5 Galarian Moltres Altart, which is probably the best looking Moltres card that they have made. So, it's just a really sick card. If I find a PSA 10 at the card show of this exact card, I'm going to try to trade this with some sweets to maybe get it off his hands, because I want to go to PSA, and this card is super sick. I pulled it myself, and is definitely the best card in Chilling Ring. I don't even know if there's any other cards. But, oh, damn, I thought we were done with all of the rest. So we have a 9 Snorlax gold card, which everyone hates gold cards, including myself. Another 9-5. Do I have 3 of these? I thought I only had 2. Another 9-star RCSV star. 9-5. And then the Snorlax VMAX, which is a sick card. And a 9-5. From Sword and Shield base. It just sucks that I graded with CGC rather than PSA, because if I graded with PSA, a lot of these cards probably would stay in my collection. But it's time to let them be free. I have a perfect 10 Snorlax VMAX Rainbow. I separated these out because all of these, this is the only card that I actually physically bought and did not grade in the slab. I only bought it because it was a pristine 10. And I lost money on it, so that's why, you know, CGC just doesn't hold value, and it doesn't tend to like scale well with the PSA cards, at least as much as I thought it would have. Maybe right now is kind of a bad time to be selling these, I don't know. And I don't really care. I'm trying to liquidate my position in CGC and switch over to PSA. So, I have the Gardevoir VMAX Rainbow Rare. I have the Glaceon VMAX Rainbow Rare. I have the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX Rainbow Rare. 9.5. Remember, CGC only does 0.5 on 9s, which is probably the dumbest thing. But anyway, moving forward. Did I buy this slab too? Maybe I did buy this slab. This Rainbow Rare Kabu, because it's not in the normal sleeve that I use, which is why I said that. Togekiss VMAX, Rainbow Rare. Clara, 9.5, Rainbow Rare. And Umbreon GX, Rainbow Rare. And a 9, because of course. So, if you don't know, which you probably don't, Rainbow Rares are in. I really like Rainbow Rares. I feel like they're great pieces to hold on to, and I will continue to buy and sell them, and just hold my 10s and sell the 9s. That's kind of my general strategy, but I need to get rid of these slabs. If I think I can get a pretty decent, like, trades going, that's kind of what I want to do, but I'm probably going to have to sell quite a few of these because I need capital to grade cards. That's kind of what I plan on doing with the money that I get from the event. I need capital to grade the cards, that way the cards that I do grade, which you will see in a future video when I stop by GameStop to do that. I will be submitting through GameStop, and I'm doing that specifically because they have priority, which is important. And the ease process is fine. I have all my cards in the container that they're going to ship them in. They shouldn't have to like really mess with my cards too much, which is what's important to me. So all they'll have to do is ship it in a box, get it to PSA, and then the rest is in PSA's hands, which is nice and important, especially when you're dealing with cards that could be well worth over $500. As long as they allow me to submit them. But again, level X's aren't really for sale. But I just like having them because I'm going to show them to my friends and tell them how cool they are, how rare they are to find in good condition. And a lot of these level X's, let me tell you, are not in the best condition. But I just like it for the binder card, honestly. And then I do have one more thing I'm kind of looking out for in terms of cards that I want to pick up. Anything from Sun and Moon era. Any card from... I'm mainly trying to get trades with the raw cards. And then I'm just going to see what I can get for the CGC slabs that I have. I'm hoping I can get... I don't know, I need to price it out, actually. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't have a value in my head right now. Hoping over a band, minimum. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Some of the things, I've listed a lot of my hollows and reverse hollows on TCG Player. Got those all listed. I haven't listed any of these cards or any other raw cards on TCG Player that have like anything other than a reverse hollow and a hollow, unless we were talking about Force of Will. I am doing Force of Will bulk right now, which I think is really nice. Obviously, I don't expect Force of Will to really move that often. However, you know, I bought at a good time for Force of Will, and I have quite a bit of bulk, so I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm currently in the process. I will have on Saturday around 5,000 bulk Pokemon cards on top of my already sizable bulk collection that I haven't listed at all on TCG Player. I just recently bought a card sorting tray, so that should make it quite a bit easier. Once I get that collection in, the 5,000 bulk cards, I'm paying $100 for, which is like 2 cents a card. So I'm gonna, obviously my floor price is gonna be set at like 10. Gonna be competing with a lot of people, and that's a-okay with me. However, having a wide net is better than not having a net at all, and listing them is going to be the biggest challenge. I'm hoping to do that over the course of like a week or two. Doing it by hand sucks, and not having a scanner or anything, I'm kind of just doing it by hand, which is a grind for sure, but having more cards casts a wider net. There are also some opportunities on eBay to do bulk stuff on eBay with just mass like custom products with no dupe bulk lots, which I don't have a card sorting machine, so it's kind of hard. I also don't have that volume, so I'm just gonna throw $100 at 5,000 cards, see where that lands me. You know, if I get like, I should be able to get out from under that pretty fast. If I list at 10 cents a card, like I'll probably only need to sell, I think it's 1,000, and then the rest are just pure profit. And as long as I list them and keep them organized correctly, then like there should be no problems with that at all. I've been browsing Facebook Marketplace to get that deal, and I've continued to browse Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to secure some other full arts and stuff, but I don't know if that deal's gonna go through because they're wanting a higher price than I think I'm willing to pay, especially since I'm doing the driving, which I know is like not something that you should consider, but in this economy and environment, I feel like it is important to consider that. trying to make it very convenient for them. But if that goes through, it's a level X and quite a few rainbow rares. Which I think my strategy on rainbow rares, since I won, I want to get a complete PSA 10 set of that. It's just going to be buy every rainbow rare I see, grade it, and if it gets a 9, just sell it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the future. Force of Will bulk hasn't got fully listed. Also, all of my reverse hollows and hollows. All of my hollows have been listed, but not my reverse hollows. A lot of it has, though. I need to... it was kind of a pain in the ass to organize, and then listing them on 2 CD players, also quite a headache. And trying to find the time to do that after I've moved has been painful. But if you have any comments or questions, or what I'm doing, whatever, leave them in the comment section. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed this, and be on the lookout for that video that I'll be posting after the card show. So, peace out. Catch you in the next one.